going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody in the building. If you are here, please put a number 1 in the chat. Please put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Please put a number 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Before we start today's show, we're going to get right into it. Please put a number 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly, family. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay. Y'all can hear me. Shout out to everybody. Salute to everybody in the building. Welcome back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross, of course. I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to all the visionaries in the building. Shout out to all the visionaries in the clouds. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share today's show. We are back with Episode 3, Part 2. Episode 3, Part 2. Episode 3, Part 2. Let me fix that. Episode 3, Part 2. Episode 3, Part 2. With and of the Golden Boy series. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everyone who's been supporting the series. Shout out to everyone. If you missed any episodes, go to the playlist section of the channel, click Golden Boy, and you can find all the episodes that you've missed. So shout out to everyone. I'm going to get over here and give some shout outs. But while we doing that, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the show. Also, make sure you get down in the description box and get your alpha juices. Get your alpha juices, fellas. You would like to join the team? You can easily click that link and type in your promo code at checkout, and you will be part of the Alpha Juice Code team. So shout out to everybody in the building. If y'all want to know what this is definitely my favorite. This is my favorite. Late night text. Make sure y'all go and check that out. The link is down in the description box. It's also going across your screen. Make sure you go and check this out. This is awesome. Packed with nothing but fruits, vegetables for us, fellas. So, shout out to Fierce Soul in the building. He says, salute, brother. DS1, you've been on fire. Man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate everybody in the building. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Sutton, on the check-in. Salute, my brother. Salute. Shout out to my brother, Po Boy Films. Salute, family. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to Vanden Van on the check-in. Junior Ali on the check-in. Salute, brothers. Dion Covington. Salute, my brother. Shout out to Miss Holden in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you, Miss Holden. Shout out to my man Boogie Man on the check-in. Hey, Miss Raven. Good to see you, Raven. Shout out to my man Bob. What's good, Bob? Hey, Miss Angie. Shout out to Miss Angie on the check-in. Always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Melanie and Mine. What's up, Melanie and Mine? What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the building. Like I said, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share today's show. Share it on your community tabs, your Discord servers, your Facebooks, your Instagrams, anywhere that you share content. Make sure you share today's show. Make sure you share today's show because we're going to get into it. We are going to get into it as y'all asked. What's up, Shay Love? What's going on? Shout out to you. But as y'all asked, this is part 2. I won't be here much long today because I have an important call after this show. So if it seems like I cut the show short, it's because of that. So shout out to y'all. Welcome back to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Of course, I'm your host, DS1 Ross, and let's get into today's show. This is episode 3, part 2. That's episode 3, part 2 of the Golden Boys series, The Making of an Incel. The Making of an Incel. Now, yesterday, as y'all know, if y'all don't, make sure y'all go and check out yesterday's show. Miss Angie posted the playlist link in the chat room. Shout out to you, Miss Angie. I appreciate that. Aya Thunder in the building. Salute. Where we played a video of a current incel. And I played that, as I said, not to embarrass the man, but to use that as a line of reference to what we got to do as men, fellas. And I will not play the video again. If you missed it, just check out yesterday's show. I appreciate that, Bob. Shout out to Bob, man. Appreciate the super chat. But yeah, I won't be playing that video again. So if you missed yesterday's show, you would like to see the video, you would like to know who I'm talking about, just catch yesterday's show. But before we kick this show off today, I want to say I appreciate everyone who's been tuning into this series, because this series is extremely important for us brothers. Not only for self-development, but for teaching purposes. Because there's a lot of young men that suffer from this syndrome and they grow into becoming men. And this is where you get the incel man. So shout out to everyone once again. Before we get into it, y'all give me 1 second. I'll be right back and we're going to get right into today's show. Okay, we back. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all see today's show. And how we're going to start today's show off. We're going to start the show off with our man of the hour. As always, Dandy. We're going to start off with Dandy. This is our guy here. So I'm going to share my screen. Shout out to everybody in the building. I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to watch our guy, Dandy, do what he does best. He's going to do what incels and golden boys do best. Let's get into it. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button and share the show.
How can I possibly be with a woman who hates me so much?
You can't punish a man for fulfilling his purpose.
I'm never going back.
You ruined my
Wednesday? Oh my God, when can we get out of this dreadful place? This is our last chance. Can't you see that you have a sickness?
I did not.
I did not allow you!
There's nothing left but the dust and the scorpions inside of me. I'm sorry I've caused you so much pain. It's time for this madness to end.
No, please, Dandy, not this way.
When I'm with them, I feel normal. I don't want to find love! I wish you could be inside my body for 1 minute! I hate it here. I hate this house. I hate my life. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you!
From the second you came out and looked at me with that furrowed brow.
I hate you, Dora. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you! Why are you still moving?
Help me!
You're supposed to be dead!
Help me! Help me! Help me!
Now, shout out to everybody. Now, pay attention to the last part. Pay attention to the last part because that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what we're going to exactly speak about today. We are going to speak about how this golden boy syndrome created the incel that we have today in society. You know, the young boy who snaps out and kills his parents. You know, that guy. We're going to talk about this today because this is and has become a huge problem in society today. See, I know everybody like to make it seem like America has a nigger problem. No, America has a mental problem, a spiritual problem. America is filled with psychopaths. You see? That's what America is filled with. You see? This place is filled with guys like Dandy, Richard Ramirez, Richard Kalinsky. Murderer, just murderers. Dahmer. These were golden boys. Boys who were not developed correctly. Their masculinity was stunted. You see? And this is the masculinity that's put in the forefront today in society. This is the form of masculinity that is represented as manhood. Some out of control, just crazy individual. Because he was told that he was chosen. His mother told him that he was the chosen one. He didn't have to do nothing. He don't have to work hard in life. He doesn't have to do what other men do because you're my son. So you don't have to go out and work. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to achieve anything. You don't have to prove yourself. See, this is how a golden boy is born. You see, this is what happens. And then he grows into an incel. You see? Then he grows into an incel. And then the older he gets, the stronger the hatred becomes. The deeper the anger gets. Frustration gets worse. The episodes of rage increases. This is why you had that guy in the Black Manosphere do that shit that he did in New York City in the subway. You see? He's an incel. You ain't got to put the guy's name in the chat room. But y'all know who he is. Incel. And understand, like I spoke on yesterday's show, an incel or incels is an ideology. It is not just an identity. Matter of fact, let's read the definition of it again, in case you missed yesterday's show. What is an incel? What is an incel? Incels, or involuntarily celibate, or sometimes incels, is an ideology. You see, it's an ideology. So it's not just something that you could call a guy, oh, you're an incel. It's not just him not having sex involuntarily. It's deeper than that. It's an ideology. It is something that it's something that thousands of men are living by today. They're living by this stuff. It's an ideology, an online subculture. It's an online subculture. Black Manosphere, anyone? Black Manosphere? You see how why they always connected incels to the Black Manosphere? Because the Black Manosphere is an online subculture or subgroup with an ideology, just like an incel. You see? What do most of the men in the Black Manosphere complain about? Sex and the lack thereof. And their ways of not getting access to it. This is why they said the Black Manosphere is an incel group. That's why. Because it's to be an incel is an ideology. It's not just you not having sex and somebody pointing a finger at you, cracking a joke. You see? And I said a long time ago that I knew that these guys had mental issues. They're suffering from mental health problems. This is why you have the murderous incels today, such as Dandy Mott, such as Richard Ramirez, such as Jeffrey Dahmer. These are murderous incels. You see? So let's continue. It's an ideology, an online subculture, an identity. See, it's not just an ideology or an online subculture. It's also an identity. So men do identify with this. And it's also an online community and or movement characterized by public displays of sexual and or romantic frustration. Now, I told the Black Manosphere we need to stop talking about women back in 2018. I said, yo, we need to stop talking about women. This is when we supposedly won the gender war back then. I said, okay, if we won the gender war, fellas, now let's stop talking about women. Let's focus on the shit that we need to focus on as men and help one another. I said this back in 2018. Because people talk about all the time, not what makes them happy, but what hurts them. So if the women are not the problem, and it's some shit that we need to do, then let's focus on that, fellas. But we couldn't stop talking about women. This is what classified the Black Manosphere as a incel group, because we couldn't stop talking about women. You get it now? That's why it's called an incel group, because you niggas get up every day and talk about black female fuckery. You talk about who on welfare, who getting Section 8, why they still twerking. That's why the Black Manosphere was coined a incel hate group. And see, I'm getting ready to get into an article that's connecting incels as being a hate group because what they represent. You see? You see? So let's get into this article. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you hit the like button and share the show. Hit the like button and share today's show. I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see the article with me. Y'all can see this with me. Y'all can read along with me. Let's get into it. What's good, boot camp? What's going on, bro? Alonzo Hall, salute, my brother. Salute. Hey, Tanisha, good to see you. So let's get into this article. It says, folly and faux masculinity, neo-fascism, and violence. Let me say this like I said on yesterday's show. To the young men who are listening, violence, you being violent, you attacking people and all of that, that don't make you a man, bro. That does not make you a man. I'm here to tell you this. You on demon time, you not a man, bro. Oh, that demon, I'm a demon. I'm a savage. Yup, because you're not a man. Because you're not a man. Understand this. Understand this. Tone Malone, salute. Salute, my brother. Folly and false masculinity, neo-fascism, and violence. Behind the violence in our time, so visible in men hiding behind assault weapons and killing 19 children in grade school, or killing 10 black people shopping in a grocery store, or descending on Coeur d'Alene, forgive me, Idaho, to make havoc on a pride parade or violently invading the nation's capital, there lies a masculinity problem. There lies a masculinity problem. What's good, Third Ward? Therein lies a masculinity problem. Neo-fascism, authoritarianism, and fake masculinity are on the march around the world, certainly here in America. Should I read that again? Should I read that again? Huh? I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it because I need y'all to hear that. I need y'all to hear this. Neo-fascism, authoritarianism, and faux masculinity are on the march around the world, and certainly in America. Certainly in America. You want to know who wrote this article? This article was written by Phila Hoops on June 17, 2022. Those elected congressmen who refuse to eliminate assault weapons or even to raise the minimum age for carrying them from 18 to 21 years old because to say or vote otherwise might endanger their job status also have a masculine problem. A masculine problem. But they attribute toxic masculinity to black men. But allowing a young man whose mind isn't even developed enough the access to buying an assault rifle, that's not toxic. That's not toxic. Right. But me raising my voice is toxic. But that little boy going to buy that assault rifle and then he bring it to school and shoot his whole classroom up. What about the men who granted him that access? Oh, that's not toxic, right? But raising our voice is toxic. When a man raises his voice, you know, because real men don't have to raise their voice. You know. But the men who allows your little son classmate to bring a gun to school and shoot your kid and everybody else, that's not toxic. Right. Right. Let's continue. One who is not willing to lose his job over a value that matters. He don't want to lose his job, so he don't care about the lives that are lost. That's a man? That's how men think? Is that how real men are? I'm going to keep my job. Fuck if all these people die. That's a real man? That's a man with spiritual value? Huh? Is that a man who lacked the internal properties of a real man? Huh? Doing everything for the bag, ass niggas? Mm-hmm. Yep. We don't care how many people die. We don't care. One who is not willing to lose his job over a value that matters, like honoring the lives of others. See, that's what men do. That's what men do. Men care. You see? Men care. There is no such thing of a man not caring. He doesn't care because he's not a man. Men care. Men care about the things that really matter in life, like life itself. It's called procreation. You know, the fourth P. You know, we provide, we protect, we problem solve, and we procreate. So we care about life. That's what it is to be masculine, to care about life, to care about people's lives. You see? Because if we didn't, then we wouldn't want to have children. We wouldn't want to procreate. You see? One who is not willing to lose his job over a value that matters, like honoring the life of others, is not morally adult yet. And politicians who feed homophobia by attacking transsexuals for political points have a masculinity problem. It is interesting that the mother of one of the men arrested in Idaho and belonging to the Patriot Front group tells how her son became after she and her husband divorced, and he was essentially fatherless as a teenager, then found the Patriot Front. You see that? She pointed out how her son didn't have a dad. This is how her son got into this type of stuff. What was I speaking on yesterday? Traditional masculinity. That is no longer around. This is how the golden boy shows up. This is how a golden boy is bred and cultivated and then made into an incel. You see? It's due to what? Fatherlessness. The lack of traditional masculinity. You see? It is interesting that the mother of one of the men arrested in Idaho and belonging to the Patriot Front group tells how her son became after she and her husband divorced, family issues, which is an internal problem, which is an internal value, right? Family. He was essentially fatherless as a teenager, then found the Patriot Front. A president who cheers on Proud Boys and Oath Keepers and others bent on violence while they stormed the Capitol to interrupt a congressional duty to pass power peacefully, also displays a masculinity problem. Yes. Men, we are not savages. Men do not cause chaos and hysteria. That is not masculine. That is not masculine. You see? But here in America, and it's starting to be spread around the world, toxic masculinity is being spread. And it's being spreaded from the through line of alienating traditional masculinity. So now you don't have to have kids. You don't need a family. You don't need marriage. You don't need relationships. You don't need to heal. We don't need none of this no more. You see? This is how toxic masculinity is being spread all over the goddamn world. Because it's just you and your son. You and him against the world. I don't need no nigga. I don't need no man. Keep lying to yourself. As does a president who lacks the manliness to admit he lost an election and chooses to tell lies instead of whip up others to follow the lies and whip up others to follow the lies. Real manliness is lacking in a president who prefers telling lies than speaking the truth. Yeah, are y'all getting this, fellas? Are y'all getting this? Are y'all getting this? you see? You see? You see? This is why real masculine men are attacked. This is why they're spiritually attacked. Their character is always assassinated. Somebody always looking to point out where they're wrong. Look for their imperfections. Why? Because you want to deem that man to be a liar. You want to deem that man to be something that you really don't want him to be. Because if he ever became that, it'll point out your imperfections. It'll point out all your bullshit. You see? You see? That's why when he raised his voice, oh, something wrong now. Oh, he's evil. He's evil. But the nigga who lied to you, he was your man. See this? Lack of manliness. And this is what is expected today, especially from us. Especially from us. Because this world is consumed with girly men, man boys. Man boys. That's what this shit is. The results are predictable. All sorts of weak souls and morally challenged individuals choose the folly of violence. Let me read that again so y'all can understand this and understand when I'm telling you, young brothers, that all that violent shit y'all doing, that ain't masculine, bro. It's not. See, real men want peace. That's what real men want. Real men want peace. Real men want order. See? Let's read that again. Because this is what's going on in society today. This is why they're promoting these archetypes of men. You see? This is why. The results are predictable. All sorts of weak souls and morally challenged individuals. I done heard niggas in the black manosphere say, we don't need morals. I done heard men in the black manosphere tell me, we don't need morals, DS1. Men don't need morals. Men need money. We don't need morals. We don't need morals. This is the world we in today. This is the world that we've always been in. See? You don't need any morals. Morals? Morals? The results are predictable. All sorts of weak souls, and morally challenged individuals choose the folly of violence over peacemaking, especially if they have the blessing of father figures. You see the importance of father figures? Huh? Do you understand now? Do you see what happens when there is no father figure around? This is why you got all these young boys running around beating up girls. This is how you get a blue face. Little punk ass boy, blue face, beating that girl up every day. Krayshawn with his little pussy ass. I fold blue face ass up and put him in my suitcase. That's what you do to little chumps like him. When he start walking around the house with his shirt off, thinking he tough, you cave his chest in. Because if you don't, he gonna start beating your ass, mama. He gonna start beating up the girls that he deal with in your house. You know why? Because there's no father figures. That's why these young boys beating on women. And you know why there's no father figures? Because the father figures are deemed to be toxic. That's why. You're not good enough. You're toxic. You raise your voice. But then when your son goes shoot up the fucking school, then what? When your son gets so upset one day because you took the video game from him, he go in his room and blow his own fucking brains out. Then what? Huh? This is the shit that's going on today. While we sitting around talking about stupid shit. But then you talk, oh, no one's protecting black women. Your son beating your ass. That same little boy that you raised to be that way. Don't get on the internet talking about, oh, black men. Dude, if your son is beating on black women, I need you to shut up. I need you to shut up because you made that nigga that way. You made him that way. He a golden boy. Now he's an incel who has the propensity to probably murder one of these young women because of his pussy ass daddy. Because he didn't have a backbone. But you kept letting that nigga give you back shots. A nigga with no backbone. A nigga who ain't gonna stand with you in a time of adversity. He not gonna stand there. He gonna run. He gonna watch you suffer. That's why they grow up right now and they think you owe them some vagina, nigga. You wonder why? You wonder why they think they vagina belong, your vagina belongs to them? Because that's what you told that chump. That's what you told that nigga. I'm all yours. Now he ain't doing shit for you. Now he ain't got nothing for you. Incel. Toxic masculine. This is the real toxic masculine men. That little nigga you keep holding in high regard. That's toxic masculinity. That's toxic masculinity. This so-called patriarchy here in America. That's toxic masculinity. Just look at your fucking environment. Go outside, look at nature. Look at what patriarchy has done to the environment. But it's masculine. We want to sit next to power. You do know that power is just an energy that can be used in both directions, right? So when you think you're sitting next to power, sitting next to that patriarch, his power might be to oppress you. You didn't think about that, right? His power is to kill you. It's to deplete you. That's where his power lies, in oppression. Right. Because he's a fucking incel. That's why. He's an incel. Incels can never be men or masculine. Never. Never, ever. Let's continue. Recall that Susan Sontag understands fascism as institutionalized violence. Institutionalized violence. As a major political party in America, more and more invites neo-fascists into its belly. It also welcomes the institutionalizing of violence. January 6th was just one incident. Humans often choose folly. You hear that? As we meditated on yesterday, there is also violent folly, which is more and more, and is and will be making headlines. For this reason, and also because we have been meditating together on the shadow that can take over our seventh chakra. This is spiritual warfare. For this reason, and also because we have been meditating together on the shadow that we can take over our seventh chakra and deliver all kinds of havoc and chaos, war and violence when unattended. It is good to visit the healthy masculine. The healthy masculine. The healthy masculine. So, based on this article, we now know that these incels are also neo-fascist. And they are into violence. You heard Lil Big Nate. You heard him yesterday. If you didn't hear it, go to the playlist section, click the Golden Boy series, and check out yesterday's show. You saw what Dandy did at the end of the clip that I played earlier. So you see how this stuff works? You see how it intertwines? You see why I say it's spiritual? You see? You see why I say this? You see why, fellas, we have to be fathers? Because the lack of fathers create a void in children, an internal void that can be replaced and filled with evil. Understand this. Do not let anybody deem your masculinity toxic, because we know what toxic masculinity is. It's the goddamn patriarchy that we submit to every fucking day. That's what it is. That's what it is. A man who gets up and lies and manipulates to make money every day. That's not masculine. Because you know what masculine men do? Hold their own nuts. Do you know what that means? They tell the truth. Even if it hurts them. Even if it hurts you. That's masculinity. Not this cookie cutter, I'm saying shit so you don't feel bad and your feelings are not hurt. That's not masculinity. See, masculinity doesn't intentionally hurt you. That's just what the truth does. That's just the nature of the truth. That's just the nature of the truth. And if you can't handle the truth every time you hear it, you have an internal problem. If every time you hear the truth, you try to make it and switch it into how you want it to be, and no, if it was just like this and that and da, you have an internal problem. Because you have a problem with dealing with the truth, which means you have a problem facing yourself. And brothers, if you scared to look at your goddamn self, who you trying to convince that you're somebody? You don't even believe it. You don't believe it. So who you trying to convince? You got to convince you first. You got to know your purpose and stand in it and walk in it. But you know who assists you with that? Men. Masculine men. Manly men. Manly men are not your slaves. We're not your slaves. We're not your do-boys. But you can't go get that little pretty nigga to do nothing. But the manly men, he got to work for you 24/7, 24/8, around the clock. He got to do something for you. We got to always be there for you. We got to always have something for you. But that little pussy don't have to do nothing. He don't have to do nothing but put a do-rag on and keep his waves spinning. That's all he got to do. And buy you Chinese food. That's all he got to do. But when I don't feel like doing something, oh, you ain't no man anyway. All you do is this anyway. It ain't like you paying for everything. But that little fuck boy, he's your number one expense. See, because golden boys are expensive. Pretty boys. You know, it costs to have them around. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for their presence. But you basically paying to look at them. See, because a golden boy, his 4 P's are not providing, protecting, problem solving, and procreation. It's being nothing but a pretty little punk. That's what he is. He's a pretty little punk. He's a pretty, pompous little punk. See? Look at the men that they promote on TV as masculine. Dudes like Little Pump. His name's Little Pump. Little Pump. Little Pump. That's masculine today. Pump, Lil Pump. That's masculine. That's masculine. Lil Pump. Blueface. He make the tabloids every other day for beating up his girl. But all the girls, oh, look at Blueface. But a man that come in with a plan and some direction, he toxic. He toxic. He demands too much. You want too much. Yup, because you want to deal with a nigga who does nothing. Who provides nothing. That's why you don't want to do anything. You see? See, the real toxic masculine men today are you golden boy incels. Okay? You mama's boys. You mama's boys. Y'all are the toxic masculine men of the world. The William Cartwrights. Your William Cartwrights. A lot of y'all want to be Sanaa Lathan, sneaking off in that hotel room. He treating your ass like a fetish. You got to meet him at that room every Wednesday. Because you his black little secret. That you can't go be around his white friends. And when you do, you show up as his employee, just his slave, his secretary. Right? William Cartwright was masculine. I hear you women say it all goddamn day. Oh, William Cartwright. William Cartwright was a weenie. We saw that. You still want to be with little Willie? Huh? Huh? You know, he masculine though. You know, because he runs things. He controls systems. He builds systems. But who did he have maintaining it? A black woman. That's masculine, though. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody, man. Salute, salute, salute. If you are here, make sure you hit the like button and share today's show. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you share today's show. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everyone for coming out to today's show. Travis Rogers in the building. Salute. What's going on, Miss Elliott? Good to see you. Good to see you, Miss Elliott. What's good, Mac? Shout out to everybody for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's show, CashApp $SheepStaySleepTV. CashApp $SheepStaySleepTV is where you can go. It's where you can go for today's show. If you enjoyed today's show, man, I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me see if I missed anybody. Shout out to my brother, the Underrated Darkness, in the building. Shout out to you, bro. See who else up in here. If I missed anybody. What's good, Ism? Shout out to Sir Ism in the building. Shout out to everybody. Thank you, Miss Elliott. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Miss Elliott. Shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate everyone for tuning into today's show. Fellas. Y'all know how we do, especially if you're single. Late night, you be chilling. You be waiting for that text. We waiting for that late night text, man. So get down in the description box, or you can click the link that's pinned in the comment section and get your late night text, bro. And after you drink your late night text and she send you the location, just make sure you grab a box of condoms. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody once again. I appreciate everyone for tuning into today's show. We will be back here tomorrow, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to all the visionaries. Shout out to all the visionaries. Make sure you get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of today's show. Also, let me know what you think of this series, the Golden Boy series. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.